Merry Grinchmas! It's me, Priscilla B. And the Grinch just happens to be my favorite Christmas movie from when I was a kid. Um, and I just had an awesome, epic Grinchmas. I posted pictures on my Facebook and Instagram. So follow me on Facebook and my Instagram. And The Grinch is just such a beautiful story by Dr. Seuss. I love it. It's a story about a little boy who is different from the Who's and gets bullied and picked on and ends up isolating in a cave, kind of like a hermit. And then years later, a little girl starts wondering who the Grinch is when he saves her life in her father's post office. And she does a whole little like investigation on who the Grinch is. And then she ends up wanting to invite him to be um, the cheermeister for Christmas. And, fast forward, the Grinch ends up growing a heart, realizing what love is again and what community is. And it's just a beautiful story. And I love it so much. So I thought I would share that with you. And also a huge fan of Jim Carrey as well. Um, but anyways, yeah. So I'm going to be doing a reading for you now. I'm going to be using my Soul Light Oracle cards, and I'm going to be using my Soul Symphony cards, and I'm also going to be using my Phantom Tarot deck as well. So the reading I'm going to be doing for you is kind of like what is it? Which one am I going to do here? The Dream Child spread. Okay. The first card is the Dreamer, the Corinth's current position. The second card is Dreaming, the unconscious hidden influences or something unseen. And then the third card is Waking, the conscious outside influences or actions to be taken. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the first card for you, which is the Corinth. So I'm going to do that. See what's going on with that. Okay. So the Corinth is the Lovers. Ooh, okay, the Lovers. So let's take a look at that. The Lovers card here. Let's see. So the Lovers, a couple sits together on a swing, high in the air, hands clasped together. No words are required in this moment. Here is a deep connection made up in the clouds, looking over the world from a shared viewpoint. This is a soft space filled with new love, a harmonious balance, a time to luxuriate in, possibly a time for making choices to determine needs and desires and whether or not a relationship suits those needs and desires. Okay. All right, so let's take a look now at card number 2, the Dreaming, the unconscious, hidden influences or something unseen. Okay, we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, so the Ten of Swords, take a look at that. See here with the Ten of Swords. Hi. The Ten of Swords. A figure lies on the ground. Hold on one second. Okay, so a figure lies on the ground faced with a wall of swords, obliterated and overwhelmed, overcome and overthinking, the end of a cycle, being abandoned or betrayed or exhausted, feeling like a victim, a turning point, nowhere left to go, a different direction must be sought. Okay, and then we have here the third card, and that is the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Swords and Ten of Cups. Interesting, 2 tens here. So let's take a look here. The Ten of Cups. Okay. A cozy colony of bunnies. Home is where the heart is, and the books and the tea and the warmth they bring. Being surrounded by love and contentment, domestic harmony, a safe haven filled with softness and joy, all is within reach in teacups and turned pages. Ooh, and that's the waking, the conscious, outside influences or actions to be taken. Ooh, so I really like this reading because so far I like this reading because the lovers is, I feel like coupled with oneself or coupled with another person. And then you feel maybe like when you're dreaming that maybe things aren't going to work out in your relationship. You're a little fearful of things working out. Hold on a second. Yeah, so I feel like you feel like um in your unconscious, like you're dreaming of a lot of people at once, like coming at you or attacking you, or like, you have to like be overwhelmed because you have to defend yourself. But then the Ten of Cups is like when you wake up, you see all these cute little things and reminders that you are being taken care of, that you are being supported, and then you're less afraid. So, um, let's take a look at the Soul Symphony cards and expand more on this Ten of Swords. Okay, ravenous, insatiable, uncontrollable desires must have hunger for pleasure. Okay, so yeah, I mean, ravenous can sometimes be like, can borderline into like obsessiveness or control tactics. And you're really like annoyed with that, I find. So you kind of want to turn like a corner almost. I feel like you want to turn things like on their head, you know what I'm saying? And like find a reason why you can turn these people's like obsessive needs to control things and these obsessive needs to be right all the time into something more productive. So that's why you're waking up and seeing these cute little bunnies, making tons of tea, doing the impossible, balancing all these teacups, one on top of the other, being very playful, reading books, learning knowledge, gaining insight. Um, and this turns into the butterflies, okay? You have the butterflies here, and you have devotion, can't stop smiling, happiness, feeling complete. You've completed a cycle where now you're not only finding the answers to things, but you're almost like you're no longer going to take the BS. You're no longer going to put up with people, places, or things that are no longer serving your purpose. So your dreams are just reminding you of what it felt like, what that feeling is, that feeling that people are trying to control you, that people are trying to bring you down, people are trying to upset you on purpose because they're projecting their own insecurities and their own negative desires and negative hostile energies onto you. And what you do when you wake up, how you react when you wake up to this, is how you protect yourself. It's how you devote yourself and your time into loving yourself and protecting yourself from these energies. And you can't stop smiling. You can't stop killing them with kindness, even when you're like, oh my gosh, this person deserves a giant lump of coal for Christmas, right? But remember, like in the story The Grinch, I'm going to keep talking about The Grinch. I know, it's a couple days after Christmas, but I had a lot going on. So, take this as it resonates, apply it to the new year, apply it to next year whenever you're watching this. But basically I find like Cindy Lou was a little girl and she knew there was some kindness still left in the Grinch. That's why he saved her, right? And she knew that it wasn't right that he was alone up there by himself and nobody even invited him to any events, or it later turned out the mayor was corrupt and a bully to the Grinch, and that's why he didn't go down there, because the bully was in charge, right, of the town that he wanted to be a part of. But anyways, it's those little moments of kindness, those little acts of kindness, and standing up to the bullies and standing up to those people who are trying to hurt you and bring you down. That is real true devotion to oneself. That is really like smiling and laughing and having a good time, even though there's people who aren't in your corner and aren't backing you up and aren't happy for you. You still need to smile. You still need to have a good time. And whatever people are telling you, like, oh, you need to let others control you, they're being controlled, really, honestly, and they are not protecting themselves. And you can try to help them as much as you want to, but at the end of the day, it really boils down to your journey and how you can protect those that you love and care for and protect yourself. So, happiness, feeling complete, you have ended that cycle of other people hurting you with the 10 of swords, other people coming at you and causing you pain and agony and depression and sadness. And you have come through that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are going through some hard times right now. And I feel for you, though, like, now is the time about family. Okay, for you, family is very important to you. Building foundations, feeling safe, starting a family. This is where you're headed. This is what direction you're going in. Okay. Now let's see here. What else do we have here? We got to use some spiritual soul cards here. Okay. Inner peace. Find and maintain inner peace to enjoy tranquility and stability. Tranquility, stability, and serenity. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, you need that in your life. Inner dialogue. Engage in inner dialogue to align with your true feelings and desires. Introspection, internal dialogue. Yeah. You have to have a conversation. So confidence and courage, face the adventures and challenges. Bravery with confidence and courage. Confidence, courage, adventure. So you're on an adventure, right? It's called life. And then you meet these interesting characters, and you find yourself in a place where, you don't know how really to react to a situation or how to deal with a challenge. And the journey becomes very interesting, and the people become, very interesting, to put it mildly. But it happens. So I think I'm going to read for you one more reading from here. And this is going to be the, I don't know if I'm going to do, you know what? I'll just do the Down the Rabbit Hole spread. Okay. Card number 1, the Fool, the Coin's current position. So this is your current position, and this is the World card. Okay. So let's take a look here at the World. So, a familiar figure who is now more than a child stands holding the tree of the world in their hands. A rabbit has been found, mysteries have been unraveled, and stories have reached their conclusions. They stand accomplished and triumphant, ready and waiting for new adventures to begin. This is the completion of a cycle, a time of having the world at your fingertips. The universe, whole and harmonious, with ever expanding horizons. That's a good position to be in at the start. You're confident, you have courage. Now we have the Rabbit, the short-term goal or situation. The Chariot, the hot air balloon, the Chariot. Okay, so let's take a look at this, the Chariot. A black and white striped hot air balloon lifts up into the night sky, floating above the clouds. Its movement seems effortless, but in truth, this vessel is carefully controlled by strings and air and heat. This is a buoyant balance between black and white, conscious and subconscious, victoriously reaching new heights, moving ever closer to the stars. A time to exercise control in order to rise to the occasion. A marvelous triumph. I mean, I really like this reading. It's almost like you know already that you're going to meet bullies. You're going to meet people like the mayor from The Grinch. You're going to meet people who isolate people who are different, and try to force them out of the community into like a cave, right? Into isolation. But you still remember that inner child. You still remember the love and joy and the meaning of family and love and community. And it's Christmas not being about the presents, right? Christmas is about being kind to others. And I find that you're really strongly connected with this and you resonate with this. And you have to remember that when you are being told that you know, you need to be bullied or you need to be forced to feel alone or forced to feel isolated. No, you don't. Okay. And you know this lesson very well. And so you enjoy teaching it to others. And I find that that's where you're at right now is like you're starting to realize your potential. You're starting to realize your gifts. And I was just having this kind of like thought when I was driving home from the grocery store earlier today, that your gift is what happens after somebody has um, attacked you, right? Whether, whatever the type of attack it is, right? The negative energy force that they've projected onto you, okay? Kind of like Star Wars, right? Whatever negative energy that they've projected onto you, how you react, how you defend yourself, how you master that attack, right? Almost like a sword fight, right? When two people are sword fighting, right? They're attacking each other. Well, one of them is probably defending themselves. We don't know how, right? That's how it begins. And then the other one is just brute attack mode, right? So, and then in a lot of movies, right, the good hero will come out strong and be better swords person, right? So your gift is that you can wield your sword much better than the villain, much better than the attacker. Okay. And how you learn to do that. Okay. Like words are mightier than the sword, right? Pen is mightier than the sword. Sometimes you don't always have a pen handy. So you have to, and like write a letter about it, right? Sometimes you have to speak up, right? And use your words. And I find like that is your strength. That is where you get your willpower. And just like Cindy Lou stood up to the mayor, remember when he was trying to say, oh, it's in the rule book that the Grinch is not allowed at, the party, the Christmas party. And it doesn't say that anywhere in the book. So she ended up, you know, nominating the Grinch to be the cheermeister. So I find like that's sort of where you're at is like you're almost like nominating yourself to like stand up for yourself and say like, no, I'm not going to be bullied anymore. I'm not going to be pushed back anymore. And um, you know, it's such a crucial pivotal moment when you realize like you're going to stand up for yourself. You're going to protect that inner child that got bullied or pushed around. And you're a grown adult now and now you can feel stronger than before. You're older, you're wiser. We have the cat, a warning or caution. Oh, that's a good one. Let's see what the warning or caution is. Strength. Oh my gosh, right? Oh, look at that. Like too much strength or something, right? Okay. So hold on. I gotta pause this. My tablet's about to die. All right. So we have here the strength card. So this is a figure sits upon a garden wall, surrounded by carefully sculpted topiaries as they gently pet a large snow leopard who rests transfixed upon their lap. This is a place to tame what is wild, a place of calmness in the presence of claws and teeth. Here is the courage to face threats, calm and collected, strong and soft, with inner or outer strength, compassion with a light and tender hand. Yeah. I think what you need to be like aware of, because it was saying, like fear, um, a warning or caution. So I feel like, and there's a cat too, the snow leopard is a cat. So I feel like it's about you being cautious of other people trying to use like brute force. Like people might think that they're physically stronger than you, and they might try to intimidate you with their like physicality. And also, I feel like they might use words that are like forceful by nature, and that is the misuse of strength. We can use our loud vibrational voices to say beautiful, wonderful thoughts and ideas and words and put those out into the world. But other people will misuse their strengths, right, to do destructive things or hurtful things. So, compassion with a light and tender hand is a good way of using your strength. So you can call somebody out on using the misuse of their strength with compassion. And do it in a way that's, letting them know that you're not going to be intimidated by them. You're not going to let their brute force and their hurtful words affect you anymore. And you do this by using your own voice, and you using a tone that's like, no, that is not allowed. And you use it in kind of like a teacher, almost like reprimanding a child for like misbehavior. Teachers, I got to give them lots of credit because they know, like, their like gift from the universe is to know exactly what to say and how to say it. Good teachers, obviously. But there can be, you can try to learn lessons from that, right? And apply it to other situations, right? Because we're not always like a child in school or whatever. Sometimes we're an adult dealing with an adult that's acting not very great, right? So you have to sort of be like, no, right? Like a mother saying, no, 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 that's not a good idea, right? So it's okay to do that. And you're trying to do it in a very like understanding way, but you're also saying no at the same time, right? Like we might understand why someone is acting out, but that doesn't mean it's okay, right? That's the lesson. Um, so let's see here. We have the rabbit hole, that which is upcoming. Okay, what is upcoming? Ooh, the hermit. Oh, right, like the Grinch, right? Okay, so we have the hermit. So, oh, that's right after strength here. Okay. On a quiet mountaintop, there's a tree. A glowing lantern hangs from its branches, illuminating the darkness and a solitary seeker. Serenely searching, this is a place of introspection, a retreat, a space to draw back and look within. Now is the time to find a quiet spot and a soft light, to sit comfortably and tune out the noise of the world. Discover a stillness, and within that stillness, gain a greater understanding. Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's the main um, point here for all of that. And I'll give you a spiritual card as well. Creative expression. Ooh, I like. Okay, express your creativity to showcase your unique ideas. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, the Grinch was, if you watched the Grinch, like he came up with a lot of creative ideas, especially when he was like making the angel for the girl he had a crush on, Martha May. I joke around with my husband. I'm like, you're the Grinch, I'm Martha May. And our little girls are like Cindy Lou's. It's cute. So I feel like, Martha May, like she had a crush on the Grinch. And so he made her a snow angel, and he took all these like household utensils when he was just a little kid, and he made this beautiful angel for her to put on top of her tree. So I find like, and then if you go into his cave, there's also these like amazing inventions, right? He's like a creative genius. I would love to see a Grinch movie where he goes to Grinchville and he meets his like dad and mom or something like that. I would think that would be a really cool continuation, and it would keep the spirit of Dr. Seuss and the Grinch and Cindy Lou and the Grinch Whoville Christmas alive. But anyway, so Anyway, long story short, um, you got to have your creative expressionism, right? And being away from people for a while can sometimes open that up. And also being inspired by others who practice the same things as you, and going through the same things as you can also be inspiration. All right, so let's see here. We have the rabbit hole, that is which upcoming, the fall, that is which is unexpected. Ooh, the Queen of Cups, emotions. Okay, having feelings that you didn't think were there, that were living dormant, right? Okay, so the Queen of Cups. Take a look at the Queen of Cups. A figure stands steadily in the surf, mistress of the ocean and its depths, its calm and its storms. A person who is supportive and nurturing, protective and kind, listening to the sea and the songs it sings about dreams and secrets, intuition, and deep emotional understanding. Yeah, listening to the sea and its songs. I love that. If you're a fan of Outlander, the song from that show, the main theme song, oh my gosh, I love that song. I sing it like every single time I'm watching that. And I was just watching like the last few episodes from the last season, season 7. I'm like, when is season 8 coming out? So hopefully soon. But I love that song. It's like, I keep forgetting what the title of the song is, but it talks about a lass and the sea and the sky, and it's so beautiful. It's like the song for the Queen of Cups cards. Look it up, Outlander theme song. Okay. Alrighty, so yeah, I mean it's just a beautiful energy overall about like, you know, trusting your intuition, trusting your instincts, letting them guide you, letting them take you over the sea. Like I found like you know, there's this saying like that ship has left, that ship is gone, you know, and it means like that journey is over, or that phase or that chapter or that part is over now, okay? So I know I like check myself in the camera. Okay. Anyways, I'm weird. But yeah, like it's interesting, right? To see how like once a ship leaves, once this part of the journey is over where you know you've been dealing with like strange characters that are bullies, that are mean, that have tried to keep you isolated, it's like that part is over now. Now you're moving into a new phase where you're trusting yourself more, where you're creating more, where you're loving yourself, where you're not afraid to express yourself. Okay, and then we have here the underground, that which must be traversed and explored or overcome. The underground, right? The subconscious, the dream world, the 9 of Cups. Ooh, fine wines, tasting a fine wine. Okay, another emotional card here. Okay, a comfortably seated figure lifts a glass swallow surrounded by an accumulated collection of fine wines, feeling contented and secure in emotion, satisfied and sedated? I'm not sure. Anyway, a time for taking pleasure in accomplishments and enjoying success. A dream fulfilled. Raise a glass and make a wish. Ooh, a Christmas wish, a New Year's wish. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh. So it's almost like you are traveled so much and you've experienced like all these like fine these adventures, and it's like it's made you and turned you into like a fine wine, like you have like a collection of adventures. You know, if you could put all your little adventures in um like a wine bottle. And also, you know, people put ships in wine bottles, don't they? They put those little they find some really interesting creative way of putting a ship in a bottle. And I'm just getting like that imagery here, and I find like each one of your little ships, right, is part of your collection, is part of your journey, and like a captain sailing the great seas, right? And now you're like sitting down and you're relaxing and you're enjoying your journey that you're on now, which is like an exploration of living life and loving life and standing up for yourself and knowing your strengths and also knowing your weaknesses too, but how you can protect yourself. Because people who find your weaknesses, they will it's your vulnerabilities, right? And they will sense your vulnerableness or your weakness, right? Or so they think, right? We don't got no weaknesses, right? Nah. But anyways, they'll sense those things and they'll try to exploit them, right? Or they will try to manipulate you by using those things they think are weaknesses or vulnerabilities. And I find like you already know how to protect yourself from people doing that to you, or you can sense it, or when they are doing it to you, because we all have vulnerable moments in our time. When someone's attacking you when you're in your most vulnerable state, that they are attacking you, and you identify it immediately and you call it out for what it is, right? It's an attack, and you say no, right? Because people are not allowed to attack you. Not cool. So you've overcome that fear that you can't protect yourself, I feel like, for you, because you've gone on so many journeys and you've defended yourself through so many villains and treacherous environments, right? So there you go. You're enjoying your collection here. You're enjoying your time here. All right, now we have card number 7, the World. It's the ultimate outcome or result, the core of the journey. Oh my God, it's the Hanged Man. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, let's take a look at the Hangman. That's interesting. Oh my, I like it. I don't know why. It seems funny to me that the Hangman, a bright spotlight cuts through the darkness. Yup, illuminating a figure in full formal wear, suspended from one foot. They appear calm and collected, arms tucked behind their back and top hat somehow remaining in place upon their head. There is a serene suspension, letting go and surrendering, relinquishing control, a change in perspective that might lead to a change mind, letting the blood rush to the head to see what new ideas it might awaken. See, there you go. All right. So that was beautiful, honestly, beautiful. Let me give you another spiritual card. Spiritual purification. Purify your spirit to clear inner impurities and achieve clarity. Purification, clarity, cleansing. Absolutely. That's what like the Hangman is like he's like purified himself, and by like suspending himself upside down in air, and he's achieved like the perfect balance. Okay, my battery is running low. But love and light to you always. Remember that strength. Remember that courage. Remember that determination. Don't let it go for anything. Love and light to you always. Beautiful, beautiful energy of protection all around you. And just have a wonderful, happy new year. And I hope you had a wonderful Merry Christmas whenever you're watching this. Happy birthday to Capricorns and Sagittariuses and all the signs. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching this. Please subscribe and like. Bye.